There's a show that millions of children watch every single day. A show about dogs, about rescue missions, about helping your community, and parents love it. Teachers recommend it. It teaches teamwork, problem solving, citizenship. But what if I told you that behind those wagging tails and cheerful theme songs lies one of the most sophisticated systems of control ever designed for developing minds? Paw Patrol isn't just popular, it's inescapable. The show is broadcast in over 160 countries, translated into more than 30 languages, and generates approximately $6 billion in merchandise sales annually. The average child watches 2 to 3 episodes every single day. It has colonized childhood itself. But popularity alone doesn't make something significant. What makes Paw Patrol worthy of examination is what it does. Between the ages of 2 and 7, Paw Patrol's target demographic, the human brain, is in its most formative stage. Neural pathways are being established, patterns of thinking are being wired, and during these critical years, millions of children are spending thousands of hours absorbing the same messages, the same structures, the same vision of how the world works. The question isn't whether POW Patrol influences children. The question is, what is it teaching them? Paw Patrol premiered in 2013. But to understand what it really is, we need to look at when it emerged. The 2010s marked a revolution in children's media. For the first time in history, content could be algorithmically optimized, infinitely repeatable, perfectly targeted, and constantly available. Previous generations watched cartoons once a week, maybe caught a rerun. Then it was gone. Modern children can and do watch the same episode dozens of times. This isn't a bug, it's the design. But the roots go deeper. After World War II, Western societies faced a question. How do you create citizens who trust authority, embrace consumption, and don't ask too many questions? The answer was found partly in entertainment, especially entertainment for children. From Mr. Rogers teaching emotional regulation to Sesame Street teaching literacy, children's media became a tool for shaping society. But somewhere along the way, the mission changed. Education became secondary. The primary function became something else entirely: consumption, brand loyalty, and something more subtle: compliance. Let's enter the world of PAW Patrol and really look at it. Adventure Bay is perfect. Clean streets, colorful buildings, friendly faces, no poverty, no conflict, no complexity. A kitten in a tree, a runaway balloon, a broken traffic light. Notice something? Every problem has a simple technological solution. There are no moral dilemmas, no situations that require difficult choices, no problems that can't be fixed in 11 minutes. And every solution comes from the same source. Ryder, a 10-year-old boy who gives orders that are always followed. Chase, Marshall, Rubble, and the rest respond with enthusiasm. They're ready for a rough rescue. They'll dive in, Rubble on the double. Every episode follows the exact same formula. Problem appears, citizen calls for help. Ryder assembles team, orders are given, orders are followed. Problem solved, celebration. Over and over and over, hundreds of times. And here's what's brilliant. It's rewarding. Each successful mission ends with praise, with celebration, with the satisfaction of order restored. The child's brain learns. Obedience equals success equals reward. But there's another pattern. Notice who calls for help. Mayor Goodway losing her purse. Captain Turbott's boat malfunctioning. Farmer Yumi's animals escaping. These are adults, capable people in positions of responsibility, and yet they never try to solve problems themselves. They immediately defer to authority. The message is clear. When problems arise, don't think. Don't adapt. Don't collaborate with your neighbors. Call someone with more power than you. A perfect hierarchy emerges. Ryder at the top, the pups in the middle, the citizens at the bottom. Unquestioned, unchanging, eternal. Even the show's visual language reinforces this. Primary colors, high contrast, simple shapes. It's the aesthetic of authority, the visual vocabulary of control, softened with round edges and bright tones. And the genius is that it doesn't feel like control. It feels like care, like safety, like love, because the authority figure isn't cold or distant. He's warm, supportive, always there. He never makes mistakes, never doubts, never struggles with a decision. He's not human. He's the idea of perfect authority. So here we are, millions of children, thousands of hours, the same messages repeated endlessly. But let's push deeper, because the real revelation isn't what the show teaches, it's what the show is. Paw Patrol isn't entertainment that happens to teach lessons. It's a training program dressed as entertainment. Every successful training system has the same elements. Repetition until behavior becomes automatic. Reward for correct responses. Clear hierarchy that must not be questioned. Simple rules that apply to every situation, and emotional attachment to the system itself. Paw Patrol has all of them. Children learn that problems are best solved by calling authority. That technology can fix anything. That hierarchies should not be questioned. That identity comes from your role in the system. Marshall is clumsy. Chase is police. And that consumption solves emotional needs. And here's the most brilliant part. The training continues outside the show. The lunchbox, the backpack, the pajamas, the toothbrush. Every object reinforces the message. This system is your friend. This hierarchy is your home. What we're looking at isn't a TV show that sells merchandise. It's a merchandise empire that uses a TV show as its entry point into consciousness. And the child doesn't know this, can't know this. To them, it's just fun. But fun for whom? Now we arrive at the questions that have no easy answers. Did someone design this deliberately? Did a team of executives sit in a boardroom and say, let's condition children to accept authority and consume products? Maybe. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe they just wanted to sell toys. And they hired psychologists to make the show engaging. And they tested what made children watch longer. And they optimized for merchandise sales. And they refined the formula until it was perfect. Maybe no one decided to create a control system. Maybe they just followed the metrics. And the control system emerged naturally, because control is what works. So which is worse, deliberate manipulation, or a system so perfectly aligned with power and profit that it creates conditioning as a byproduct? Here's another question. Why do parents allow it? Because it works. It entertains. It's safe. It buys them 20 minutes of peace. And maybe because they were raised on similar messages, so it feels normal. Comforting even. What if Paw Patrol isn't creating something new, but perfecting something old? Every generation has its tools of socialization, its methods of creating compliant citizens. Paw Patrol might just be ours, optimized for the algorithm age. And here's the deepest question. If it works on children, who else is it working on? The dopamine hits, the simple solutions, the trust in technological fixes, the appeal of strong authorities. Maybe we're not worried about Paw Patrol conditioning children. Maybe we're worried because we recognize the pattern, because we're already in it. So what do we do with this? Do we ban Paw Patrol? Protect children from its influence? That's one response. But it might miss the point. Because the problem isn't one show, it's how we engage with all media. Paw Patrol is just particularly pure, particularly successful, but its patterns are everywhere. The formula of simple problems, authority figures, technological solutions, consumption as virtue, and obedience as heroism. This isn't just children's entertainment, it's our entertainment, our news, our politics. We're all in Adventure Bay now. The real rescue mission isn't saving Adventure Bay. It's teaching the next generation to question authority, solve their own problems, think critically, recognize manipulation, and build real community, not through screens, but through life. Paw Patrol isn't going away. The next optimized, algorithmically perfect show is already in development, but we don't have to be passive viewers. We can watch critically, question actively, discuss openly. We can choose what patterns we want to reinforce. Behind every friendly face, every cheerful color, every simple story, there's a choice. The question is, are we making it consciously, or are we just following orders? No job is too big. No pup is too small. And no story is just a story. Watch carefully. Think critically. Question everything.